Hi everyone, my name's Ken, and this is a piece I wrote. It was inspired by one of my favorite novels, Bone by Fei Mian Ing, which takes place in San Fran. It's Chinatown. Okay, let's do this. Gmail. Where did I put it? What folder it is? Okay, here we go. Surmounting my generation gap. My dad begs me to watch Fei Sheng Wu Rao with him so he can stymie his loneliness when mom is working 6 days, 78 hours a week. I ridicule his obsession with a petty dating show, parading men and women as desirable objects. So I retreat to my bedroom, flex, send 3 topless photos of myself, and reserve a table for Asian Lady Blue 019 from Tinder. The wrinkled woman slinging... Okay, so this piece is an amalgamation of different moments. So I think you'll intuitively know when it switches up. The wrinkled woman slinging 3 bags of bottles reminds me of my pawpaw. I interview her so I can practice my Mandarin, but she wards me off with, "Hui sei la." I see you're learning your English. I donate my useless anger to her heritage of Fugong. She used to manage a fleet of seamstresses, her hands winnowing excess thread from garment lapels. Do I resemble her married son who moved to Long Island, who recently denied her of her existence? The hunchback man blaring Chinese opera from a smartphone reminds me of my baba. I tell him to turn down the volume, we're in the subway, and he tells me, go mind your own business. His daughter had just purchased him his first cell phone, and he doesn't know how to turn the volume button on. He doesn't know where the volume button is. This reminds me that I should teach my own parents how to turn on a desktop computer and use a digital camera. And yes, Dad, you have to turn on 2 items, the monitor and the CPU, to turn the desktop computer. The Erhu player plays an out-of-tune holiday jingle in February. Yes. So I tell him to upgrade his set list. He asks me, but can you speak and write in Chinese? Whoops. I secretly see myself in him, trying to attract women at the train station, playing my out-of-tune guitar. When I auditioned for an independent film, I was offered a Chinese translator role. Chinese was hieroglyphics to me. So I started learning Mandarin by listening to Wang Lihong. To impress a woman whose socially conditioned emotional sweatshop duty is to impress bachelors like myself. She's an ABC too, and she scorns fobs. It is sad that we both forget how each person starts from somewhere. We were privileged enough to be born with the concept of problems. Privileged to be taught English, leaving behind our accents at a public school where my first grade teacher's skirt was as short as my list of achievements post-college. Where her first grade teacher impressed upon her the idea of America: cheeseburgers, hot dogs, ice cream cones. So we hid our free food voucher and denied using food stamps at supermarkets in Chinatown. We shamefully hid behind SAT prep books as our fathers poached us from school. The way her male employer complimented her on her chiffon skirt, whispering, "I like Asian women." The way my female employer praised me, "I respect Asian workers so much, less turnover." When I walked around Chinatown, I mumbled under my breath, why are there armies of elderly people dawdling on the sidewalk? Terracotta frowns, masquerading in fancy dresses that their daughters bequeathed. Not so much an accidental hipster anymore. Struggling to use their iPhone 6 Plus that their kids grew out of. But why can't they be self-entitled? They had nothing coming to America. So I think they deserve something. And the iPhone 6 is a good toy for them to play with. Why are they always buying vegetables? Because they cook for their children who are too busy studying for Stuyvesant, too busy trying to raise Series C funding for this new app, too busy balancing career and romance because millennials can't really focus on one thing. Oh, shit, I have a call. Hold on. Okay. Too busy traveling the world, too busy pursuing their passions, whatever that means. I'm tethered to my smartphone as well when I'm at dinner with my parents. I freelance 3 jobs at once, including cat sitting, while relegating romance to swiping the surface of women promised to match my horoscope. I boldly take my parents for granted, calling them out for not relating to me, when in reality, I've never tried to relate to them. I offered to buy my mom a genuine Michael Kors bag, but all she's ever had is a $10 pair of shoes from Payless. It works well, she says. It does the job. She boldly remarks, son, you don't need to show me how rich you suddenly are, that now you have a job. Why don't you just give me something that I actually need? Then, maybe you can begin to see women beyond their superficiality. Then, son, you have to let yourself go before you can notice these things. Stop pretending to be someone you're not. Thanks, Mom. At that time, I said, thanks, Mom. And now I'm starting to see that her sentence carries a lot of weight and significance. My model minority status grants me invisible keys and a baby face to avoid police brutality. It secured my 3.97381 GPA, ranked 67 out of 4,892 graduates. Therefore, my life has been, but is no longer, epitomized by grades. The search for quantity over quality. This is slowly changing, because I know that I need to see myself in people that I come across on a daily basis. I need to see through all of my assumptions and stereotypes. The dormant aspirations that they harbor are really the same dreams that I have. They seek acceptance, continuance, ardor, persistence, and love. So to answer my own question that I postulated at the beginning of this email, surmounting any challenge requires dismissing social labels. It takes a second before making a hasty judgment. And it necessitates learning a new language, a new perspective, and ultimately a new version of yourself. Thank you.